Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
So that's it. So they're So yesterday, we took chapter 18 texts, 29 and 30. So today, we'll take 29, 30. That's what we did yesterday. So today, we'll go to text 31, which has no purport, and proceed on to text 32, which has a very short purport. Yes. Yaya dharma madharmam cha karyam cha karyam eva cha ayatavat prajanati buddhi sapartarajasi yaya dharma nadharmam cha karyam cha karyam eva cha ayatavat prajanati buddhi sapartarajasi yaya dharma nadharmam cha karyam cha karyam eva cha ayatavat prajanati buddhi sapartarajasi yaya dharman adharman cha karyam cha karyam eva cha ayatavat prajanati buddhi sapartarajasi yaya, by which dharmam, the principles of religion, adharmam, irreligion, cha, and karyam, what ought to be done, cha, also, akaryam, what ought not to be done, eva, certainly, cha, also, ayatavat, imperfectly, prajanati, knows, buddhi, intelligence, sa, that, partha, or son of Pita, rajasi, in the mode of passion. Translation. O son of Pita, that understanding which cannot distinguish between religion and irreligion, between action that should be done and action that should not be done, is in the mode of passion. Repeat after me, please. O son of Pita, that understanding which cannot distinguish between religion and irreligion, between action that should be done and action that should not be done, is in the mode of passion. We proceed directly to text 32. adharmam dharmamitiya manyate tumasavrita sarvatan viparitamsya buddhi sapatatamasi adharmam dharmamitiya manyate tamasavrita sarvatam viparitamsya buddhi sapatatamasi adharmam irreligion, dharmam religion, iti thus, ya which, mamyate things, tamasa by illusion, avrita covered, sarva arthan all things, viparitan in the wrong direction, cha also, buddhi intelligence, sa that, partha O son of Pritha, tamasi in the mode of ignorance. Translation: that understanding which considers irreligion to be religion and religion to be irreligion under the spell of illusion and darkness, and strive always in the wrong direction, O Partha, is in the mode of ignorance. Purport: intelligence in the mode of ignorance is always working the opposite of the way it should. It accepts religions which are not actually religious and rejects actual religion. Men in ignorance advance a great soul to be a common man and accept a common man as a great soul. They think truth to be untruth and accept untruth as truth. In all activities, they simply take the wrong path. Therefore, their intelligence is in the mode of ignorance. So today, Krishna is trying to describe to us the understanding. Basically, he's trying to expound further on what is understanding in the mode of passion and what is understanding in the mode of ignorance. And understanding has to be derived from intelligence. For you to understand something, you have to be intelligent. You must have the sense of perception of assimilating what is being said. And if you are not very, very intelligent, then we have ignorance to direct us. We are told that everything that starts comes with hearing. And what you hear and how you assimilate it. There's this example that is normally given of trying to taste exactly how the human perceives what is said when they are transmitted further down the line. So there was an experiment that was done, and 10 people were kept in line. And the first person was given a description of what was supposed to be there. For example, he was given to say, this is a table. And he was told to pass that next. So when he passed it next, it went to be, this is a table. And by the time it had reached its 10th person, then it was something completely different. That means that in one way, the way we pay attention to try and understand something is actually very, very much affected by the moods. And that also affects even our own person-to-person communication. Person-to-person communication is normally affected, even in household, husband and wife. The husband might say something, but the wife, the way the wife is going to receive it, she's going to receive it and she says, oh, now he thinks like this. And based on her assumption, she received that message the way she'd assumed that the message was supposed to be. So even in our own day-to-day communication, we do not perceive properly or understand our own communication. So this basically is the effects of the modes. Because how do you know, people always ask you, how will you know what is religion? How am I going to know what is real religion? And the simple answer is, any religion that does not bring you closer to the love of God, that is not religion. That's the basic, simple answer. But a lot of people will think that religion means that I have to be sentimentally attached. I've got to be philanthropically assisted. I've got to feel like I'm part of the crowd for that to be religion. But that is not religion. Religion is not based on how I feel, how I think, or what I want to do. But religion is based on how much love am I developing for God. So when we start finding that our activities, even in the temple, are tinged with material things, then we find that we're actually living the religious path. And we are coming more to the platforms of the modes of nature of passion and ignorance. There's a very, very big sentence passed here by Krishna on aspects of ignorance. Krishna says that that understanding which considers irreligion to be religion and religion to be irreligion, under the spell of illusion and darkness, and strives always in the wrong direction, O Partha, is in the mode of ignorance. So today you'll find that what do people take to be religion? Money. Money has become a god. Money has become a god these days. It directs everything. Without money, somebody feels that they can't move. Without money, some people even get sick. Without money, people feel that they are not themselves. But that one, the money is just a means that you have been given, not for yourself, but for you to help others. And by helping others, you're actually helping yourself. A lot of times you think that if I help and serve myself first, if I serve my self-interest, then that is actually the goal of life. But actually, we should ask ourselves, why are we kept together as a community? Or we can take a very simple example. Why should the fingers be 5? If I remove one of these fingers, then the hand's function are going to be affected. They'll not be able to function properly. Even if it's just this little finger, any one of them missing will affect the function of the hand. Similarly, in society, every person around us has a role to play in our spiritual development and in our access to the divinity. They'll either, by the way we react to them, by the way we treat them, by the way we reciprocate with them, will actually affect how we reciprocate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we have to know how best to act. And the best way to act, we have to be constantly reminded. Our constant reminded on how to act properly. Because if we are not reminded, being Kali Yuga, age of forgetfulness, age of quarrel, age of all the wrong things, then we shall be just covered with ignorance. A large majority of people today, people go to church, yes, people go to mosques, even people come to temples, But the motivation that brings them there either is to come and show what sort of nice dress I'm wearing today, or let me see how much donation I can go and give to the church, mosque, or temple, or let me just go and show off my family to everybody whom we meet around with. So the motivating factor is not God-centered. It is I-centered. But we are being told that anything that is deriving you away from God is actually in the mode of ignorance or in the mode of passion. So we have to try and get above these modes, because the modes bind us totally, in totality. The modes bind us in everything that we do. And unless we become aware and we become knowledgeable to know how the modes are affecting us, then we cannot act rightfully. And that's why we have people like the Bhagavad Gita here. So today Krishna is trying to tell us how to act rightly so that we are not affected by the modes of passion. For he says that that understanding which cannot distinguish between religion and irreligion, between action that should be done and action that should not be done, is in the mode of passion. So how are you going to come to the platform of understanding and distinguishing between religion and religion? That has to come from hearing. I've even seen sometimes even in kirtans, the lead kirtan will sing in a way, but the other people will come and down with their own tune. So we have like a background leadership of kirtans because of lack of paying attention to what is being said. Lord Chaitanya used to be very, very strict, especially with his kirtans. His kirtans were properly organized and made in such a way that there was glorification of the Supreme Being. In Lord Chaitanya's kirtans, if you heard them sing, you are immediately transformed and taken to Vrindavan. So even us, when we are doing kirtan, we should try and bring ourselves to that platform of knowing that we are before their lordships and we are trying to go to Vrindavan. And by sincerely endeavoring to go to Vrindavan, Krishna will bring Vrindavan to us. So that is actually how we should always be. That how best do I sincerely commit myself so that Krishna can be with me always. And that is why in Kali Yuga, you can't go and do Ashtanga yoga. You can't go and do any other yoga practice. You can't perform yagyas. The only yagya that's allowed is the Sankirtan yagya. Okay? The only yoga you are allowed is Bhakti yoga. And practically, the only means to attain all this is by chanting the holy names. And chanting the holy names also has, it doesn't have any fast and hard rules, but if you want to progress very fast, then we have to chant and hear. Chant and hear. So chanting text gives you two activities. You use your tongue to chant, and you use your ears simultaneously to listen. But if you absent-mindedly just do Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, without paying much attention, then it does take you a little bit longer to come to any tangible realization of the Nam. We have to try and associate with the Nam just like we associate with another person with us. Because the Nam is a personality. Krishna's name is not different from him. So when we are chanting and hearing about Krishna, we are associating with Krishna. Earlier on, you used to be told that when you say Krishna, Krishna is dancing on your tongue. But how are you going to realize that Krishna is dancing in your tongue if you are not attentive? You have to be attentive. You have to be close to Krishna so that you can get the full taste. We have to develop ourselves from the neophyte devotee and try to come to the platform of advanced devotee. And these ones here does take commitment, because even I was reading the other day that even advanced devotees, very advanced devotees, like the Namacharya, Haridas Thakur, he used to chant so many rounds every day, and he committed himself to that. And he could not do anything unless he had finished his rounds. And all the other 6 Goswamis, they were consistent in their chanting. They were committed to the name. So we should also try and, just the way I'm trying to commit myself to Krishna, I should understand more that in Kali Yuga, I have to be more committed to his name because he is fully present in his name. Otherwise, if I do not do that, I'm trying to get in touch with the deity, then my realization is short. And that one there will delay my experiences and coming in contact with the personality of the name, Krishna. So we have to always be aware of the modes of nature, because that is why we are being given all this knowledge in the Bhagavad Gita to try and lead us into the proper aspects of bhakti, the proper aspects of what we should do, what we should not do. And some of the things that we realize also that within the aspects of like the temple atmosphere, we have to be cautious, very, very cautious, especially in a temple atmosphere, because we have what we call nam aparads, the different types of aparads, different types of offenses that we can commit. And we have to try and avoid them, because they are like, they come and strangulate your bhakti creeper. They are weeds that hold back your bhakti creeper from growing. So when you come there, you have to try and avoid those aparats. Vaishnava aparat is here. Nam aparat is here. And then in the temple, I think Rupa Goswami, in the Nectar of Devotion, gives us 64 items that we should do or should not do in the temple. So if you can be always aware and remind ourselves of those activities, then our advancement will be very, very fast, and we can find ourselves rightly situated in the path of bhakti. So we have to try and bring ourselves to the platform where we are always not only righteous to Krishna, not only righteous to the devotees, but by being righteous to Krishna and being righteous to the devotees, we are actually being righteous to ourselves. So that way, we come to be proper devotees. We come to act and do the right things at the right place at the right time. So, to avoid being cheated, we also have to take some time and also study the Shastras. We have to take some time and also study the Shastras. Because unless we study, where are we going to get the knowledge? Of course, Krishna is in the heart, and he's speaking from the heart. But when you read the scriptures, then it is like Krishna is speaking to you both internally and externally. So it makes gives it what we call a double impact. That what is within is being brought from without and being taken back in again. That way at least we come to stand to be firm in our dedication and in our performance of our bhakti. Are there any comments or any questions? Hare Krishna.